Um, so welcome everybody. We're so excited that you could meet today. For those of you who are in El Paso, Texas, sorry to take your lunch. I hope that you're able to take a little snack before. And for those all over the country, I hope you're enjoying much better weather than us in El Paso with this heat and humidity. Some days we don't even know what to wear. I don't know if my colleagues here are familiar, but it's hard to predict what is going to happen in any given day in El Paso, Texas. So pleasure that you could meet with us today. This is an informal webinar. We are going to be talking and getting to know each other and empowering each other. That is the title of the webinar, Conociéndonos, getting to know each other, and Empoderándonos, empowering ourselves. So thank you so much for joining us today. Now with that, I would like to introduce our chairwoman of the board, Ms. Maria Martinez, so she can do a much better welcome than I did. Thank you, Maria.
I can't top that. Come on, Diana. You're so good at it. We love you, Diana. You've done so well with our NLCUP group. But welcome everybody. And Diana and I were talking about, what should we do? The next thing we should do on a webinar or inviting people. And now remember, we had something very similar to this last year, where we just invited everybody to come and let's just talk about, what's going on in our industry, what's going on in your shops. And I thought that was very productive, and I wanted to do it a little bit more. I think Conociéndonos, Empoderándonos, that's empowering ourselves and getting to know each other a little better will help us in the industry. I'm just happy to see so many familiar faces, and I miss y'all. I miss seeing y'all. But hopefully we can share some good insights today and tell you a little bit about what's going on with NLCUP. And we also have some of the board members from NLCUP that have joined us today, so that way, if you want to ask questions, we can answer those. We have some things coming up for NLCUP, some changes, but good changes too. So, we'll be talking about it throughout the whole hour that we're going to be together. But I want this to be interactive, and I want to hear from those that are in attendance, so that you tell us a little bit about what is it that you're expecting from NLCUP, because we're doing things behind the scenes, but I know there's things that you're expecting from us. And the main thing right now is we're focusing on increasing our membership, and we're going out to not just credit unions, but also our third-party providers to be, a part of NLCUP and to support us. And the response has been great. But we want you to, believe in us and bring us in more members and be participating, be part of it. I know just most recently, Diana started a program, a coaching program that we started, and there were some of you that participated in that. And I want to thank you, those of you that were coaches, and also those of you that were the mentees. So that program went really well, and we're hoping to renew it again and do another set of CULA coach. I'm sorry, I'm saying CULA. Those of you that are CULA members, I'm also a coach under the CULA, and that's the Credit Union Women Leadership Alliance. That's why I'm getting all confused here. But NLCUP is doing that too, so we're very excited about it. And I believe AACUC does that too. So everybody's kind of on the same page. All these agencies, they're, making sure that they're doing that. Linda, Bodie, are y'all doing anything like that on the CU Pride? I know y'all were doing a lot of stuff out there.
Yeah, we're not doing anything like that yet. Mm-hmm. We're not quite 2 years old yet. So I do envision something like that in the future, but just not yet.
That's good. That's good. Well, thanks for joining us, Linda. I appreciate that. And I'll just pass it on back to you, Diana. I know before I get going with this, I want it to be interactive.
Thank you so much, Maria. So I just want to kind of give you an idea, if you haven't already become very familiar with NLCUP. We have a lot of new members, as Maria stated. We are growing, and so this is also an opportunity for those new members to learn about what NLCUP is doing, and as well as Maria stated, get to know each other. And we also want to hear what you would like to hear from NLCUP as well, what kind of resources and information. So just to give you an idea about the format of today's webinar, we have obviously I'll be doing a presentation, and then from there you're going to get to meet everybody who's on the board of NLCUP that has joined us today. And then from there, we'll tell you a little bit about, I'm sorry, before that, we're going into breakout rooms. And that's when we're going to be discussing, really getting to know each other. What is the status of, you know, how is the Hispanic population growing in your area, in your membership? And what are some of those benefits that you would like to receive from NLCUP, as well as what are some of those missed opportunities perhaps within your membership, or things that you may be struggling with, so that you can have the support from your fellow colleagues here in the call. And then as well as we'll make some notes so that we can provide those resources for you in the near future. So the vision of NLCUP is to empower Latinos. And I want to make a note on this, is that we're not just about Latinos, but obviously we empower Latinos through those who serve the Latinos. And so we want to be able to offer the resources that you all need in order for Latino representation to grow or to be better served in the United States. So our mission is to promote Latino representation in key credit union leadership and governance roles, and empower credit unions to serve Latino communities, as I stated before. If you haven't had the opportunity to check out our website, we have all of our resources there, as well as previous webinars that you can check out on your free time. And, you know, let us know what you want to hear from us as well. We have three major areas for you know, our goals for NLCUP. Today's is really on programming and impact, and we want to know how we can better serve our Hispanic population and Latinos in the U.S. I want to thank our wonderful sponsors and supporters in you know, supporting NLCUP. Our longtime supporters are corporate sponsors, CUNA Mutual Group, as well as PSCU. We are also members of the Credit Union National Association, as are members of NLCUP as well, and we have a really good working relationship there as well. We have some platinum sponsors, Alchemy, Envisant. I don't know why I always want to pronounce it like it's French. We also have Fiserv, the National Association of Federally Insured Credit Unions, as well as Visa. Our gold sponsor and longtime supporter and collaborator has been Inclusive, and we're very grateful for their involvement in everything that we do for NLCUP. And you can see a lot of growth here on the silver level. We have our wonderful partner, ACUC, Balance, Catalyst Corporate FCU, CDFI Puerto Rico, Corner Store League, Co-op Solutions, the Credit Union Association of New Mexico, CU Members Mortgage, Harlech Credit Union Association, Listo, and Mitchell Stankovic and Associates, and by Clarity so far, but we're going to be growing a lot more. Now, this organization obviously is based on the credit union movement and that financial world. So we have a lot of credit union members, the Border Federal Credit Union, Coastal, DC Credit Union, Education, CU, Element, FCU, First Light, Federal Credit Union, Guadalupe Credit Union, TFCU, now renamed to RACE, Federal Credit Union, GCU here in El Paso as well, Members Credit Union, MSU-FCU, Michigan State University Federal Credit Union, One Arizona Credit Union, Palmetto Citizens Premier America, Prime Financial, Schools First, Tinker, Randall Brooks, Rio Grande, River City, True Sky, US Eagle, and We Street so far. And we're growing quite a bit. Now let's get to know our board members, and I'm going to be turning the screen off so that we can see everybody here and get to know each other. So there you all are. If you want to, we can get started in the way that my screen is laid out. No particular reason other than that. And you all already met Maria. But we also have Winona Nava here. Winona, do you want to tell us how long you've been a part of NLCUP and your role in our board, and of course the credit union that you represent, please?
Well, I'm second vice president of the board, but I've been involved for quite some time. I guess I can't remember how long, but it's been a long time. I hate answering those questions anymore. It just ages me over and over again.
No, it tells your wisdom, Winona.
And I'm with Guadalupe Credit Union in Santa Fe, New Mexico. And in 2020, we started serving members without regard to their immigration status. And we have been very successful with that for the past 22 years. So
wonderful. Thank you, Winona. Now on my screen, I have Larry Garcia. Larry, do you want to tell us which organization you're affiliated and how long you've been involved with NLCUP, please?
Yeah, well, I'm actually retired from credit union world, but I'm involved this way, right? And right now I'm with the National Association for Latino Community Asset Builders. It's a national nonprofit, and we actually have a few members that are credit unions because they're asset builders for Latinos also, right? So we have some of those. And I've been involved with NLCUP probably since it started. I think it was 2006, maybe, or maybe even before that. What do you think, Maria?
I think conversation started in 1999 when we were in San Antonio at that conference in San Antonio.
Yes.
And from there, but it was in 2006 when we finally launched it.
Yeah, right. And we had some very good Latino events, especially trainings that were very well received. We want to get back to that point, and it was very useful to a lot of credit unions. So hopefully we can keep this going.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that, Larry. I also have on the screen Carlos. Carlos, please tell us how long you've been involved, and don't forget to say the credit union and the city, please.
Okay, well, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. It's good to see so many people, and I am with OAS FCU here in Washington, D.C. We have been involved with NLCUP since its beginnings back to 2006, when it was the official launching in North Carolina. Over the years, we have done, as Larry mentioned, and Maria, we have done some of the programs, the conferences, meetings. One marquee session that we have is the one at the GAC, that the launching at the GAC. It's been there every single year. It's been very successful. So want to make sure that next year you join us there. It's a very effective, and it's a networking event mainly, with obviously some of the issues addressed, more issues that affect the Latino communities and how we serve the Latino communities all over the country. So we invite you to make sure that you join us then. But NLCUP's been evolving and growing. It started as a network where we're just talking about different issues and trying to get together, but now it has come the time to take it to the next level and have a bigger footprint, also be able to realize some of the objectives we have and grow on those, such as leadership development and ensuring that the credit union movement does have the representation of the Latino communities at all levels. So we look forward to continue to do that. Back to you, Diana.
Thank you, Carlos. I really appreciate that. And that background is not representative of DC, right? But I love it. Ruby, do you want to share with us, please?
Good afternoon, everyone. Ruby Alvarez with GECU in El Paso. Been with the GECU for 26 years this next month, and been on the NLCUP board for 5 years, I believe. So it's been very rewarding for me to be part of this board. We have a lot of great leaders on our board, and so it's very exciting to see how much we have grown and see how many members we have. So hopefully we can continue connecting. At GECU, I lead our community development department, and so we focus on financial literacy, on serving the underserved. Just like many of you guys, we have our CDFI designation, and so we make sure that we apply for grants and look for ways to continue serving our community. And so it's really nice to see that we have this network to help each other out. I know when I started at community development, it was like a foreign language, right? When you start talking about CDFI and grants and the different things that are out there. And so there are many ways that we can serve our communities. Here in El Paso, our members, we have 86% Hispanic members. And so we're continuously looking on better ways to help our members. And so, again, I'm very excited to see our network growing, and we look for ways to continue to connect. Like Maria said, I know webinars are nice, but it would be even nicer to see each other in person. So we look forward to just looking for ways to connect with you guys. Thank you, Diana.
Thank you, Ruby. And like both Ruby and Carlos said, when you are in DC for a GAC, do not miss the NLCUP networking event, because it is, rumor has it, the funnest. And so you literally, we just provide a shuttle to the venue. We usually do it outside of the convention center so that people have that opportunity to take a break, pause for the convention, and then come back and regroup. And we'll take you there, we'll take you back, we'll feed you and give you lots of information, have an opportunity to network with each other. So don't forget that. I also have on the call today, I have Luis Caballero. Hi, Luis, how are you? Tell us a little bit about you and which organization you represent and how long you've been involved with NLCUP, please.
I will. Welcome, everybody. I'm Luis Caballero. I'm based out of El Paso, Texas. And a little bit about me, I've been in the credit union industry for close to 25 years, working in credit unions, working with loan funds. Currently, in my current role, I manage CDFI Puerto Rico, LLC, which we provide CDFI assistance of all sorts for many organizations around the country and in Puerto Rico. I'm excited. Well, I've been with NLCUP since its inception. One of the founding members, along with Maria, Carlos, Larry, and Pablo, some of the other folks, Winona. But I'm happy to be here, happy to get to know everybody individually at some point, and share about, a lot more about the things that we're doing with NLCUP. And, hopefully we can raise awareness to our cause, and hopefully everybody can work together in some way, shape, or form.
Thank you, Luis. Lots of El Paso representation, right?
Yes.
I love that. Thank you so much. I think you were the last of the board members to join us today, but we also have Max Villaronga from Race FCU here in El Paso. We also have Pablo De Felipe, who is from NLCUP. He's the executive VP at NLCUP, at Inclusive. And who else am I missing here? Carla Decker from EDBG Global Credit Union as well. They're in DC. And who else am I missing?
I think you're good. You got everybody.
We have 9 so far. So that's wonderful. Now I'm going to assign breakout rooms. And before we do that, I'm going to be posting the questions that we will be doing. So let me reshare my screen.
Diana, can I interfere here?
Go ahead.
I would like to, I know Edgar is on the line, and we have a couple of corporate sponsors that have been very instrumental in giving us assistance. And Edgar, I just want to acknowledge CUNA Mutual for doing that. Y'all have been there for us since the beginning of times, and just most recently, y'all have assisted us with some of the coach people for our coaching program, but also with a lot of other things that we needed, even doing webinars. So CUNA Mutual, y'all are rocking it. Thank you so much.
Maria, es un placer ayudarlos. It's a pleasure to help out. It's a great partnership, and I continue to see it give more fruit in the future. So
yeah,
thanks for your leadership, for you, and also for Diana as well. So thank you.
Yes, thank you. And I know we don't have anybody from PSEU. I know Pamela, it's also here. I know Pablo couldn't make it. Right now, there's a big issue going on with CDFIs. Credit unions are CDFIs. We all got this letter from the CDFI, and they're trying to figure out what we need to do next. And Pamela, thank you so much. Inclusive has also been there for us. And, we're missing Pablo, but I think you're better looking than Pablo. Don't tell him. Oh, this is being recorded. Oh my God.
I know.
Don't tell him I said that.
Thank you all for your leadership. And I was sitting here, and it's kind of funny because in most things I say, oh, I've been with Inclusive a long time, but here I remember, being in San Antonio in 1999.
Right.
And I remember, when you were formally formed in 2006. And I was so happy to see, Larry Garcia and all of you that I've known for such a long time. Inclusive is so happy to be a partner, to be a supporter, and just to participate in any way, shape, or form that we can. I see a few of my colleagues on from Inclusive as well. So sorry that Pablo couldn't be here, but yeah, there's some definite craziness that's happening around CDFI, and he's fighting that good fight. So yeah, we're excited to be here today.
Thank you. See, there's all these good stories about NLCUP. It's not just hanging out at the bar, guys. Okay, there's a lot more to it than that. I also see Samira Salem. I know she's with CUNA, and Samira is doing a great job for the DEI program across the country. And so, thank you, Samira, and thank you, CUNA, for helping us out. Is anybody here from ACUC? Do I have any representatives? I don't see anybody. I don't see everybody here. But they also have been very instrumental, at helping NLCUP and giving us some guidance also. PSEU, I don't believe I see anybody from PSEU, but there's just so much out there. I mean, any organization, we could not do it without the support of people like you, like each of you, because y'all have participated in our programs, and thanks so much for your support. I wanted to say this to everybody before we go into breakout groups. There's more fun to come now. Thank you, Diana.
Of course. Thank you, Maria, for sharing that with us. So I have the format for the conversation here. Of course, this is a very casual conversation. So if you want to talk about something that it is more important than any of these questions, by all means. I do want to ask that somebody in your group is able to kind of write down some notes so that when we share back and we come to the full group, we're able to capture your thoughts so that we have follow-up. The recording doesn't record when they're on breakout sessions. So I'll be able to get that from your notes as well. So please don't forget to introduce each other and yourselves and the city that you are currently in, though that could not be, now with the virtual world, that could not be representative of where your credit union is or your business that you work for. So please make sure that you share that as well. So we have a couple of questions here, and the first one is, what is the Hispanic and Latino population in the community that you serve, or the communities that you serve? And so that is not representative of your membership. If you have any idea what that is, it's really easy in El Paso, where, like Ruby stated, 86% Hispanic, and so that's a really easy number to remember. But if that's not the case for your community, if you could please share what that might be, 1/3 of the population, or it's just increasing a lot more lately, you can also share that as well. And then from there, please discuss the challenges or the opportunities to grow the Hispanic and Latino membership in your credit union or in your business as well. So some of those things that you see as a challenge that you want to tap into, so that your business can succeed, right? And you can have a better representation of Hispanic and Latinos within your business or your credit union. And then the last one is what information and resources you would like to receive from NLCUP in terms of education, or just information that we sent out periodically. So please do share those. You could just share the topic and not necessarily the specifics, or if you want to get into specifics, that's great. That's even better. So let's do that. I'm going to be assigning the breakout rooms randomly. And if anybody, if there's anything that perhaps you have, you wish to be switched because all of your colleagues are in the same group, just come back to the main group and I'll reassign you to a different one.
Yeah, if you don't like somebody, let us know.
That's not that's what I was trying to get around, Maria.
Can you not put me with Carlos?
Yeah, I don't want to be with Larry.
That's too funny.
Ya van a empezar.
See, Edgar's coming. I'm fine with any group since Paulo's not here. I love it. Malo.
Okay, here we go. Welcome back. There's never enough time, is there? Or did you all get through all of your questions?
I think our team actually did a pretty good job. I was impressed. We ended like with 1 minute to spare. It was beautiful.
Perfect. I
So
shouldn't. Go ahead, Edgar.
No, I said, so did we. We just had exactly like 30 seconds or a minute left. So good time.
Overachievers. I love it. Welcome back, everybody. Am I missing anybody else? Let me just check to see if anybody was. People were staying on to that last second. I love it. Okay, well, thank you so much for participating. I hope that was really productive. And I would love to hear kind of like a summary of what was discussed in your group, if you wouldn't mind. I hope that you had a person assigned. If not, we're going to test your off-the-cuff skills.
Diana, I don't mind starting.
Go ahead,
We were
Ruby.
group 1. We had it was very exciting to hear from everyone and share some of the great things they're doing out there for their communities and some of the challenges. And so it was interesting to hear the percentage of Latinos in their communities. So some challenges are sometimes, we have smaller percentages, and it's how do we find them, right? How do we let them know that we're here for them? And so those are some of the challenges that they're having. And on the NLCUP side, they're all enjoying our sessions and our webinars. And so having more of these where we can connect, network, know that we're here for each other many CDFIs out there that applied for funding. And so really getting together, I know Pamela and Inclusive are doing great things for our CDFIs that are credit unions. And so making sure that they know the resources that are out there and helping each other out. So of course they said they like to have fun, and they saw already that we do. And so that was that was something that they mentioned. I know we talked about having more in person. And so just to summarize, those are some of the things that we talked about.
Thank you, Ruby. Okay, should we go group 2?
I don't remember what group where we.
Yeah,
Group
we were
two.
group 2, Maria.
Oscar, you want to be our spokesperson, or you want me to do
Sure.
it?
Yeah, I don't mind. So yeah, obviously introductions. We all got to know each other, but we really focused our conversation here at the end about recruitment and talent development for Latinos, right? When we talk about what NLCUP can do and where we can, why I'd like to participate more and be engaged more is connecting with you all and helping develop Latino talent and Hispanic talent, because I think that there's a lot of it out there, just not at the executive level, right? Or that C-suite, right? We need more representation, and that takes development and networking. And Maria shared a little bit about the professional etiquette, right? All of those things matter, especially for those of us who don't have a history of professional people in our lives, right? I always like to joke that when I first started to work at the credit union, I had never worn a suit before, so I didn't know that you had to cut the little X's on the back of your suit coat, right? Or that I used to wear white sports socks with my dress pants, right? Because I didn't have dress shoes, or whenever we didn't get dressed up, right? And so those were all things that had I had guidance in, right, early in my career, would have been incredibly helpful in terms of developing professionally, right? Sometimes it's little things, right? I still see it now when I go to conferences locally. I'll see young Hispanic professionals and they haven't clipped. I always look for that because it was some, but if we don't take the time out to connect with each other, right, and build each other up and look for those opportunities, it's going to be a challenge, right? And I think there's so much diversity here. And just looking around the room, but our credit unions need to represent our communities, right? And we are one of the largest groups in this country, but we don't represent that in the credit union industry, right? And so that needs to change. And so we talked a lot about recruitment. And so anyways, that I won't take any more time. So thank you.
Oscar, some of the resources would include things associated with what you just stated.
Yeah, so things, I think getting marketing is something we talked about. Enrique shared, marketing to Hispanic people and everything that all of us do, right? Our products, our services, but NLCUP, right? Like getting this out there more and connecting more is and sharing what it is that NLCUP is doing is incredibly important, right?
I love it. And we have some great news. I'll be sharing that at the end of the webinar before we disconnect. Thank you so much for sharing, Oscar. Group number 3.
I think our note taker had to leave, so I'll just, if I can say ditto and ditto to groups 1 and 2, because those were some of the things that we talked about. But one of the things that I just wanted to mention is, the great thing is we were all talking about how long we've been in the credit union movement, and many of us have been 20 or 30 or 40 years. And we're looking also to, and this goes to educate the new group of leaders. It goes to the succession planning, making sure that the Latino community is represented, the BIPOC community is represented in that new generation of leaders. That is incredibly important. And just, all of the things that NLCUP has always done and continues to champion, making sure that happens, but really looking to who are the next generation of leaders, how young people see credit unions, not as just, oh, it's something like a bank, but really seeing it as a career path is really very important.
Absolutely. Pamela, it's so glad that you brought up that whole thing about, going and recruiting people, because one of the things that we're doing here in El Paso is that a lot of people don't think about going to the universities really. And,
Exactly.
and people that are studying finance traditionally think, well, I'm going to study to work at a bank, right?
Exactly.
And I wish somebody had told me when I had just graduated about the credit union movement, because I would have never left. It's a wonderful, very impactful, community. So I love that. Don't forget about the universities in colleges as well.
Yes.
Last group is group number 4. Who was in that group? Does anybody remember? Carlos, go for it. You've been nominated.
I think we have Mario or Constanza that did a great job. Anybody wants to take on?
We actually forgot to take notes. We just got in our group and started discussing everything. But I think we were just discussing, how to get more members and really help our Hispanic community. I'm with CU Members Mortgage, so we, do loans for credit unions, but they also, have obviously Hispanic members, and we just need to reach out and get more Hispanic members. So that's what we're wanting to do.
I think what we also we focused like all the other groups is that the importance of, NLCUP, that it's the leadership positions that, Hispanics need to be represented in for us to be able to actually assist the community so that we can build that culture. Because otherwise, without that, then you have a bunch of people trying to reach a group that they don't understand and doesn't understand them.
Right. And some of the things that we're doing now in NLCUP, we share positions, and I specifically ask credit unions and business associates to share their leadership positions so that when we distribute it, you all can have an opportunity. Now that everybody can technically do almost everything, virtually, then I think that's a huge opportunity, right, that we can do. A couple of other things I know we're past, if you could just bear with me a couple more minutes. We are launching as soon as I get off this call, I'm going to be launching the fall cohort for the mentorship program. That's a great opportunity to connect with people. We have some testimonials on the website that I would love for you to watch. Very particular, we really do take it. I want to thank Edith and some of the other folks that are part of the advisory committee, because we really do take the time to evaluate this person wants to learn more or grow more in sales or marketing. And so we pair them up with those thoughts in mind. So please spread the word on fire. It is a NLCUP membership is a requirement, but we do have some memberships for individuals and institutions starting at very low rates. So specifically for individuals, we have non-management starting at $75. So I think it's a great investment. I mean, it really is like less than what you would pay for one course, right? And this is a long-time professional and relationship ally mentor that you're going to establish that will give you the tools that you need in order to advance in your career in the same credit union world. We're not trying to deter people and make them leave. So that's a great opportunity for those of you who said you want to expand your market or your membership in terms of Latinos and Hispanics. We are going to have a iTeam Lending webinar next month. Mark your calendars. It's August 18th at 1 p.m. And we're going to have some great folks that are panelists that are going to be able to provide to you the resources necessary to navigate iTeam accounts, how to set them up if your credit union is not quite there yet, and how to increase, if you're already offering that, how to market and really bring in those individuals that, just like it was stated earlier, that, you know, it can make a huge, or I popped into one of the groups and I heard somebody paid 20% APR for their first auto or car. That should not happen under our watch, right? And with the resources that are available. So please make sure that you join that webinar. We could always learn more, or we would be happy to hear from you if you have some ACEs you know, in your sleeve. So thank you so much for joining us today. It was a pleasure meeting you. I hope this was helpful. And please make sure that you send, if you haven't already, or if you remember that you discussed something else, please email me so that we can keep it in mind. I'm dropping my email on the chat box, as well as our website. So you can go right after here and you can register as a mentor or a mentee for a new program. I do want to say that it is not for young professionals. It is for developing professionals, because first, nobody wants to be reminded of their age. And secondly, it's about where you are in your career and not necessarily in your age. So thank you so much for joining us today. It is a pleasure to see you, and we'll see each other pretty soon. Please stay safe and do something that is going to nourish your soul and body today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Have a great
Bye-bye.
day.